They're all in line. And they're off. In the middle of the course, that's Calico Sue with the early lead as they head toward the first of 12 fences, followed by AJ Cielo, Gold Mitten, Pride of Dublin, the White Sun, Aaron's Lad, and Perked in the West. Calico Sue shows the way down the first time around toward the second of 12 fences. Calico Sue now lengthening the lead by about 12 lengths over AJ Cielo. Pride of Dublin in third place, Gold Mitten in fourth, followed by the White Sun, Aaron's Lad, and Perked in the West. At the second, it's Calico Sue with a commanding lead. AJ Cielo in second place, Pride of Dublin in fourth, Gold Mitten, the White Sun in fifth, Aaron's Lad, and Perked in the West. As they head toward the fourth fence, it is Calico Sue with an early run, followed by AJ Cielo about 15 lengths back, and Pride of Dublin in third place, Gold Mitten in fourth. Back into sight now, Calico Sue heads toward the fourth fence. Lead has shortened just a bit as the others start to catch up, and he shortens his stride just a bit over the fourth. We have AJ Cielo in second, but right alongside is Pride of Dublin, and another length back to the White Sun, 2 lengths back to Gold Mitten. Over the fifth now toward the sixth. Calico Sue still holds the lead he took at the beginning, followed by AJ Cielo and Pride of Dublin over the sixth. The White Sun, Gold Mitten, Aaron's Lad, and Perked in the West. One more time around as they come to the seventh fence. Calico Sue on top. Fighting for second and third, AJ Cielo and Pride of Dublin. 3 lengths back to the White Sun. Another length and a half back to Gold Mitten. Aaron's Lad and Perked in the West trails the field. They head now towards the eighth fence, and it's only a 2-length lead by Calico Sue. Calico Sue on top, AJ Cielo trying to get there with Pride of Dublin right alongside as they jump the eighth fence. Gold Mitten starting to make a move now into fourth, but it is still Calico Sue on top. Calico Sue, Pride of Dublin now taking second, but here comes AJ Cielo right back alongside the White Heat and Gold Mitten. Another 15 lengths back to Aaron's Lad. Perked in the West seems to have pulled up in the race. Back on the front end, it's still Calico Sue as they have 3 fences to go. Calico Sue on top, and here comes Pride of Dublin and AJ Cielo. Pride of Dublin jumping to the lead, but Calico Sue not giving up. The White Heat in fourth and Gold Mitten in fifth, followed by Aaron's Lad. 2 from home, and it is going to be AJ Cielo and Pride of Dublin there together as they have one more jump and then into the home stretch. It's AJ Cielo on top, Pride of Dublin right there, the White Sun and Gold Mitten as they drive to home. It's AJ Cielo, but on the inside, here comes the White Sun and Gold Mitten on the outside, but it is AJ Cielo, Gold Mitten, the White Sun, and Pride of Dublin, followed by Aaron's Lad.
We get VIP tickets. I don't know where we're headed. Here comes Pride of Dublin and AJ Cielo. Anywhere's good. This is a great spot. Calico Sue not giving up. White Heat in fourth and Gold Mitten in fifth, followed by Aaron's Lad. And it is going to be AJ Cielo and Pride of Dublin there together as they have one more jump and then into the home stretch. It's AJ Cielo on top, Pride of Dublin right there, the White Sun and Gold Mitten as they drive to home.
And they're off. That's Lumiere Sprout moving to the front. Lumiere Sprout followed by Capital Peak, Toy Soldier, Tickle My Fancy, Riverbed, and Maybellino as they come down the stretch for the first time. That is Lumiere Sprout on top. Capital Peak in second place. Toy Soldier, Tickle My Fancy, Maybellino, and Riverbed. They go under the wire for the first of 2 times. 1 complete turn to go around the track now. 3/4 of a mile left to go. And it's Lumiere Sprout on top, followed by Capital Peak in second place. Toy Soldier in third. Tickle My Fancy, Riverbed, and Maybellino in that order as they go down the hill. Lumiere Sprout on top by a length over Capital Peak in second place. Lumiere Sprout now as they come to the half-mile from home pole. It's Lumiere Sprout on top, Capital Peak, Toy Soldier, and Tickle My Fancy. Another 3 lengths back to Maybellino and Riverbed. But on the front end, it is Lumiere Sprout leading from the start, having not relinquished that lead, and still on top as they come back into view. Lumiere Sprout now by a half a length over Capital Peak. And here comes Tickle My Fancy making a move into third and taking aim at the leaders as they come into the stretch. It's Capital Peak and Lumiere Sprout and Tickle My Fancy on top. Toy Soldier, Riverbed, and Maybellino right behind them. But as they come headed for home, it's Capital Peak and Lumiere Sprout by a neck. It's Lumiere Sprout on top, but here comes Capital Peak moving up alongside. And it's going to be Lumiere Sprout by a neck. Lumiere Sprout, Capital Peak.
Third and taking aim at the leaders as they come into the stretch. It's Capital Peak and Lumiere Sprout and Tickle My Fancy on top. Toy Soldier, Riverbed, and Maybellino right behind them. But as they come headed for home, it's Capital Peak and Lumiere Sprout by a neck. It's Lumiere Sprout on top, but here comes Capital Peak moving up along.
They're all in line. And they're off. That's almost there, sprinting to the early lead. It heads toward the first fence. Diana Gillum aboard. The Grayling in second place, followed by John Starr, No Wish, Say the Word, and King City. Over the first hurdle, and it is almost there on top, followed by the Grayling in second place, John Starr in third, No Wish in a close-up fourth, Say the Word, and King City as they head down the hill toward the second hurdle fence. It's almost there on top by 3 as they head down the hill now towards the second fence and into the chute. Almost there, Diana Gillum aboard. Calvin Ryan coming up closely behind in second place on the Grayling. 4 lengths back to John Starr. Another 3 lengths back to No Wish, Say the Word, and King City. Across the fourth jump, and they start to head down the hill and out of sight, and it's almost there. And the Grayling on the front end. 4 lengths back to John Starr. Another 5 lengths back to No Wish, Say the Word, and King City trails the field. Momentarily out of sight, they'll come up the hill towards the fourth fence. 4 of 12, and it is still almost there on top. The Grayling in second place, John Starr, No Wish, Say the Word, and King City as they jump the fourth fence. Greg Ryan now moving into contention and takes a slight lead, but Diana Gillum won't let him pass. It's still almost there on top as they head towards the fifth. Almost there, the Grayling and John Starr on the front end. No Wish in fourth, Say the Word in fifth, and King City in sixth as they head towards the sixth fence. Almost there, reaches it first, but It is the Grayling right beside as they come towards the 7th fence. The Grayling and almost there. Close up in 1st and 2nd. Almost there on top now at the 7th. The Grayling in 2nd place. John Starr in 3rd. Say the Word has moved into 4th position. No Whoosh has dropped back to 5th. King City trails the field, but it is still almost there on top. Greg Ryan has a handful of horse with the Grayling as they head down the hill now towards the 8th and 9th jumps in the chute. Almost there on top as she has been from the beginning. Almost there, the Grayling, John Starr, all grouped closely together, and it's only a couple of lengths back, and we have lost No Whoosh. No Whoosh rider has fallen. On the front end, it is still the Grayling and almost there, battling it back and forth. John Starr in 3rd position. Say the Word has moved into a close-up 4th and King City. The Grayling now has taken a 1.5 length lead over Almost There, with John Starr a half a length off the saddle cloth of Almost There, but it is the Grayling on top. They have a 1/4 mile to go and 3 fences. And it is the Grayling. Here comes Almost There back again. John Starr back in 3rd, and Say the Word and King City, but the Grayling hangs on to a 1.5 length lead as they're 2 fences from home. The Grayling on top, but here comes Diana Gillum again on the inside now. But it looks to be the Grayling with 1 fence left to go. John Starr in 3rd, Say the Word in 4th, and King City. And it is the Grayling on top. Greg Ryan guiding him home. Here comes the Grayling, but here comes John Starr on the outside. It's John Starr, the Grayling, but it's going to be the Grayling. John Starr almost there. Say the Word and it is the Grayling. Here comes Almost There back again. John Starr back in 3rd, and Say the Word and King City, but the Grayling hangs on to a 1.5 length lead as they're 2 fences from home. The Grayling on top, but here comes Diana Gillum again on the inside now. But it looks to be the Grayling with 1 fence left to go. John Starr in 3rd, Say the Word in 4th, and King City. And it is the Grayling on top. Greg Ryan guiding him home. Here comes the Grayling, but here comes John Starr on the outside. It's John Starr, the Grayling, but it's going to be the Grayling. John Starr almost. And they're off. That's Java to Go in the middle of the course. Deciding to take the lead here at this point. Mr. Fader on the outside. Sporting GT. Romantic Virginian, Thundergust, Colonial Relay, and your judgeship. That's Java to Go with the early lead. Mr. Fader now moving alongside in 2nd place. Sporting GT in 3rd. As they go past us for the first time. Sporting GT now easing his way to the front. Over Java to Go, Mr. Fader, Thunder Gus. Then it's Colonial Relay, Romantic Virginian, and your judgeship trails the field as they come to the 2nd fence. The 2nd of 16, and Sporting GT is over first, followed by Java to Go, Thunder Gus, and Mr. Fader side by side in 3rd and 4th as they go down the hill. They head towards the 3rd fence. Sporting GT still on top. Mr. Fader has moved up into close 2nd, jumps into the lead. Mr. Fader on top, Sporting GT, Thundergus in 3rd. Java to Go's drop back to 4th as they jump the 4th. Romantic Virginian and Colonial Relay. Sportin' GT, however, has moved back into first place. Sportin' GT, Mr. Fader, Thunder Gus as they go out of sight. They come up the hill back into view, headed for the 5th of 16, and it's Sportin' GT by a half a length over Mr. Fader, and it's another 2 lengths back to Thunder Gus, Romantic Virginian, Lordship, and Colonial Relay as they jump the 5th and head towards the 6th of 16. Sportin' GT and Mr. Fader content to trade back and forth here in the early going. They come now towards the 6th fence, and it's going to be Mr. Fader slightly ahead. Sportin' GT, Thunder Gus is right there in 3rd position, followed by Romantic Virginian and Java to Go and Colonial Relay. Your judgeship trails the field. They come around now towards the 8th fence, and it is Mr. Fader on top. Sportin' GT and Thunder Gus, Romantic Virginian, Java to Go, and Colonial Relay in that order as they clear the 8th fence. Your judgeship back to the front end. Mr. Fader now has taken about a 4-length lead over Sportin' GT as they come down the hill towards the 9th and 10th fences on the bottom. Mr. Fader on top as they come to the next. Mr. Fader with a big jump there, and he's 4 lengths ahead of the field. Over the 9th, and Mr. Fader retains his lead. Thunder Gus has moved into 2nd. Sportin' GT has dropped back to 3rd. Then it's Romantic Virginian in 4th, Java to Go in 5th, and Colonial Relay in 6th. They're out of sight behind the hill, now back into view, and it's Mr. Fader and Matthew McCarron aboard as they head up the hill now and start into their final time around. Mr. Fader, Thunder Gus in 2nd place, Romantic Virginian, Sportin' GT, Java to Go, and Colonial Relay. We seem to have misplaced your judgeship somewhere. Not in contention at this time. They head toward the next, and it is still Mr. Fader on top. Mr. Fader, Thunder Gus, Romantic Virginian, Sportin' GT, all closely coupled as they come past us. Now into the final go-round here, about 3/4 of a mile left to go in this 3-mile timber race. Mr. Fader on top, Thunder Gus in 2nd place, the Romantic Virginian, Sportin' GT, Java to Go, and Colonial Relay as they clear that one, but there goes Colonial Relay starting to make a move toward the front. Down the hill they go, and Mr. Fader pulls away from the field by 10. Mr. Fader, Thunder Gus, and Romantic Virginian, but it is all Mr. Fader on top at the moment. Another huge jump from Mr. Fader, and he remains in the lead. Thunder Gus now starting to edge up a little bit closer. Romantic Virginian right behind him. Colonial Relay has moved into 4th, Java to Go, and Sportin' GT. Mr. Fader has the lead as they go behind the tents, but Thunder Gus is making a move on him as they go out of sight. Back into sight, Mr. Fader is still on top. Mr. Fader, Thunder Gus, Romantic Virginian. They have 2 fences to go. Mr. Fader, Romantic Virginian, Thunder Gus, all tightly bunched on the lead. And it's Mr. Fader, Thunder Gus, and Romantic Virginian. Colonial Relay, Java to Go, and Sportin' GT. But as they come to the last fence, it's still Mr. Fader on top. Mr. Fader clears that one, and he heads for home. Mr. Fader, Romantic Virginian, and Thunder Gus. But it's going to be Mr. Fader in this one today. Mr. Fader, Romantic Virginia, Thunder Gus, and Colonial Relay, unofficially in that order.
Fader, Thunder Gus, Romantic Virginian. They have 2 fences to go. Mr. Fader, Romantic Virginian, Thunder Gus, all tightly bunched on the lead. And it's Mr. Fader, Thunder Gus, and Romantic Virginian. Colonial Relay, Java to Go, and Sportin' GT, but as they come to the last fence, it's still Mr. Fader on top. one, and he heads for home, Mr. Fader, Romantic Virginian, and Thundergust. But it's going to be Mr. Fader in this one today.
They're all in line. And they're off. That's No Fast Moves and Sir Howard now moving to the front. No Fast Moves on the outside, Sir Howard on the inside. No Fast Moves over first of the first of 12, Sir Howard in second place. Then it's about 4 back to Barnabas, Glorious King, and Preferred Guest as they start to go down the hill towards the second and third fences in the chute. Sir Howard now has taken a half-length lead over No Fast Moves, and it's about 2 lengths back to Barnabas, Glorious King, and Preferred Guest as they come to the second of 12. Over that one in a group, now on to the third. Sir Howard still maintains about a length lead. Over the third fence, Sir Howard now opens up his lead a bit as they go down the hill. No Fast Moves is content to stay where he is in second place. Barnabas in third, Preferred Guest in fourth, and Glorious King in that order as they go out of sight behind the hill. They'll come up the hill towards the fourth fence. Sir Howard had the lead when they went out of sight, and nothing's changed in the meantime. It's still Sir Howard on top by 5. Sir Howard approaches the fourth and clears that one. Then No Fast Moves, Barnabas, Preferred Guest, and Glorious King as they head up the hill towards the fifth fence. At the fifth, it's going to be Sir Howard on top by 6. Then comes No Fast Moves in second place. Barnabas, Preferred Guest, and Glorious King. Over the 6, it's Sir Howard on top. The rest of the field tightly bunched as they pass us for the second time. Sir Howard here with a commanding lead, about halfway through the race. Sir Howard over that one, then Preferred Guest in second place. No Fast Moves in third. Glorious King and Barnabas completes the field as they go down the hill now towards the 8th and 9th fences in the chute. And Sir Howard is sprinting away down the hill. Sir Howard on top. Preferred Guest trying to get there. Preferred Guest in second place. No Fast Moves in third. Glorious King and Barnabas as they go over the 8th and head towards the 9th. Still Sir Howard on top. Preferred Guest has moved a little bit closer now with only 3 fences to go. Sir Howard, Preferred Guest, and No Fast Moves are the ones in contention at the moment. Glorious King in fourth, and Barnabas trails the field. When they come back into sight, they'll have 3 fences left to go before the wire. Sir Howard had the lead when we went out of sight, and Sir Howard maintains that lead as he comes back into view, but not as big as it was because Preferred Guest has moved up within striking distance. Preferred Guest now about 2 lengths behind Sir Howard and about another 5 back to No Fast Moves, but we're 2 fences from home and the battle's on the front end with Sir Howard and Preferred Guest. Sir Howard and Preferred Guest now aim toward the last fence, and it's side by side as they approach that one, and Preferred Guest starts to get a nose out in front. And it is Preferred Guest on top as they come to the wire. Sir Howard trying to get there, but it's not going to happen today. It is Preferred Guest, Sir Howard, No Fast Moves, and Glorious King.
Because Preferred Guest has moved up within striking distance. Preferred just now about 2 lengths behind Sir Howard. About another 5 back to No Man Exposed. Over 2 measures from home in the battle on the front end with Sir Howard on the third guess. Sir Howard and the third guess now aimed towards the last fence. And it's side by side as they have put track on that one. Preferred guess starts to get a nose out in front. And it is Preferred guess on top as they come to the wire. Sir Howard trying to get there, but it's not going to happen.
They're all in line, and away they go. That's where Echoes end in the middle of the course with the early lead. Cool Fellow right behind him, Cayenne Call, Treacherous Quest, Faust, and Best Surprise as they head to the first of 12 fences. Where Echoes end, Matthew McCarron aboard over the first. Cool Fellow in second place, Cayenne Call now moving up on the outside. Treacherous Quest in fourth. Best Surprise and Faust as they head now around the turn and down the hill to the chute to the second and third fences. That is where Echoes end. On top, Cool Fellow in second place. Then side by side, Treacherous Quest and Cayenne Call, Best Surprise and Faust as they head towards the second. That's where Echoes end over first, at the second, and at the third, it looks like. Where Echoes end, on top, Cool Fellow in second position. Treacherous Quest in third. Best Surprise has moved up into fourth, followed by Faust and Cayenne Call. Cayenne Call now starting to make a move back a little bit, but it's still where Echoes end on top. They went out of sight. When they come back into view, they'll be headed towards the fourth of 12 fences. And it is where Echoes end on top, but here comes Treacherous Quest up alongside. Cool Fellow in third, Best Surprise in fourth. And where Echoes end and Treacherous Quest jump that one together, now head towards the fifth fence. Where Echoes end on top, Treacherous Quest in second. Cool Fellow in third. Best Surprise in fourth, Faust and Cayenne Call. But it's all at the front end at the moment with where Echoes end and Treacherous Quest as they come to the sixth fence. At the sixth, it's still where Echoes end on top. Treacherous Quest in second place. And it is Cool Fellow now. Best Surprise moving into third by a half a length. Faust and Cayenne Call. Closely bunched on the first end. On the front end, it is still where Echoes end, Treacherous Quest. Best Surprise now in a solid third position as they go around the far turn for the last time and head down the hill to the 8th and 9th fences. Treacherous Quest with a nose out in front over where Echoes end, but it's a battle on the front end as they head into the chute. Best Surprise is in third. Cool Fellow, Faust, and Cayenne Call. As they head towards the 9th, the battle is all on the front end, but it's where Echoes end over first on that one. Where Echoes end now starting to establish a bit of a lead, but Treacherous Quest won't let him go. Best Surprise in third, Cool Fellow in fourth, Faust and Cayenne Call as they go down the hill and out of sight. It is where Echoes end by a half a length. As they come back into view, it is Treacherous Quest and Echoes, and where Echoes end, but Best Surprise is right there in the thick of it as they come over that one together, but now where Echoes end takes the lead back. Cool Fellow's back into contention, but Best Surprise is not to be denied here and makes a move into second. Where Echoes End and Best Surprise on the front end. Cool Fellows right there along with Treacherous Quest, Faust, and it's back to Cayenne Call with one fence to go. Matt McCarron's let out a notch now on Where Echoes End, and it's Matt McCarron and Where Echoes End on top, but here comes Best Surprise and Cool Fellow. But it's going to be Where Echoes End on top today. Where Echoes End, Cool Fellow, Best Surprise, and Treacherous Quest, followed by Faust.
Best Surprise is right there in the thick of it as they come over that one together, but now Where Echoes End takes the lead back. Cool Fellows back into contention, but Best Surprise is not to be denied here and makes the move into second. Where Echoes End and Best Surprise on the line. Cool Fellows right there along with Treacherous Quest, Faust, and it's back to Cayenne Call with one fence to go. Matt McCarron's style not now on Where Echoes End, and it's Matt McCarron and Where Echoes End on top, but here comes Best Surprise and Cool Fellow. But it's going to be Where Echoes End on